Welcome to the Senior Safety Advice Podcast, where we share practical ideas to help older adults stay safe, independent, and confident at home and in everyday life. I'm Robin Schiltz, a senior home safety specialist, and today we're talking about one of the hardest conversations that many families face, and that is driving safety. For more helpful tips and resources, please visit us at seniorsafetyadvice.com. So maybe when you're driving with your dad, you've noticed him shifting or drifting, into another lane. Or maybe he started missing stop signs, or you've noticed new dents in the car and scratches that he can't explain where they came from. You may have offered to drive him somewhere only to hear, "I've been driving longer than you've been alive." Now the whole family's worried, but dad is still driving. The situation can feel frightening, frustrating, and deeply personal. For many older adults, driving is not simply a way to get from one place to another. It represents freedom. It means being able to buy groceries, visit friends, attend church, go to appointments, or just leave the house when they choose. When a family brings up driving concerns, dad may not hear, "We want you to be safe." He may hear, "We think you're incapable." He may worry that losing the car means losing his independence, his social life, and control over his own decisions, and that fear can lead to anger, denial, or secrecy. Some families assume that age alone determines whether a person should stop driving. It does not. There are safe drivers in their 80s and unsafe drivers in their 40s. The real question is whether a person can still see clearly, react quickly, make good decisions, and control the vehicle safely. Certain warning signs deserve attention. Dad may begin getting lost in familiar areas. He may confuse the gas pedal with the brake. Other drivers may honk at him more often. He might drive far below the speed limit, stop when he shouldn't, or become confused at busy intersections. You may notice scratches on the mailbox, the garage door, the bumper, or the side mirrors. He may complain that driving at night has become difficult for him, or you might see that he avoids left turns, highways, rain, or heavy traffic. Avoiding difficult driving conditions can be a smart adjustment for him, but when the list of situations he can't manage keeps growing, it may point to a larger problem. Changes in health can also affect driving. Poor vision, hearing loss, arthritis, weakness, slower reaction time, memory problems, and some medications can make driving harder. A person may feel perfectly normal while still having trouble reacting quickly enough to avoid a crash. So how do you begin the conversation? Well, try not to start it during an argument or immediately after a frightening driving incident. Wait until everyone is calm and speak privately and respectfully. Instead of saying, "Oh my gosh, Dad, you are a terrible driver," describe exactly what you observed. Instead, you might say, "Dad, I noticed you crossed that center line twice on the way home and it scared me." Or, "I saw that it was difficult for you to turn your head when you backed out of the driveway." Specific examples are harder to dismiss than general statements. Keep the conversation focused on safety, not on age. You're not trying to say he's too old to drive. You're saying there are certain driving skills that may need to be checked. It can help to ask the person questions instead of making accusations. Ask whether driving has started to feel more stressful, or whether nighttime glare is bothering him, or whether he's ever gotten confused about which road to take. He may admit more than you expect when he doesn't feel cornered. A medical appointment can be a useful next step. Dad's doctor can review his vision, movement, thinking skills, and medications. Sometimes a medication adjustment, a pair of new glasses, physical therapy, or treatment for a health problem can improve driving ability. However, a regular medical exam does not always show exactly how someone performs behind the wheel. So a driving evaluation may provide clearer answers. These evaluations can be offered by specially trained occupational therapists, rehabilitation programs, or driving specialists. They can look at reaction time, decision-making, physical ability, and actual driving performance. This can take some of the pressure off of the family. Instead of the decision becoming the children against dad, a trained professional can offer an independent opinion. Dad may be also more open to reducing his driving rather than to just stopping all at once. He might agree to only drive during daylight hours. He might agree to avoid highways, bad weather, rush hour, and unfamiliar areas, or only to drive within a small area near home. These limits can sometimes provide a safer transition, but they should not be used when the person is already clearly unsafe. The family also needs to prepare for transportation for the person before taking away the keys. Telling someone to stop driving without offering another way to get around can make them feel trapped. So look into family driving schedules, senior transportation programs, community shuttles, volunteer driver programs, taxis and rideshare services, grocery delivery, pharmacy delivery, and virtual medical appointments. And then create a written transportation plan. Make a list of who can drive dad on certain days. Include phone numbers and simple instructions for arranging rides. Practice using the new options with your dad before he has to rely on them. The easier transportation feels, the less frightening it will be for him to give up the car. Sometimes, even after several conversations, dad may still refuse to stop. If there's an immediate danger, the family may need to take stronger action. This could include limiting access to the keys, disabling the vehicle, moving the car, or contacting his doctor for guidance. Families should also learn about the driver review process in their own state since rules differ depending on where you live. These steps can damage trust if they're handled carelessly, so they should not be the first response. But protecting dad and the other people on the road with him may eventually become more important than avoiding his anger. It's not an easy decision, trust me, I have been there. You're likely to feel guilty, and dad may accuse you of taking away his freedom. Other family members may disagree with the need to do it. One sibling may think he's fine, and the other might be terrified every time he leaves the driveway. So keep bringing the conversation back to what you've already actually observed. Write down incidents, dates, near misses, and changes in behavior. A clear record can help the family see whether the problem is occasional or becoming a pattern. Remember, stopping driving does not have to mean stopping life. Dad can still visit friends, he can still shop and go to appointments and be involved in his community. He just may need a different way to get there. The goal with all of this is not to control him. The goal is to help him stay connected without putting himself or someone else in danger. Start with one calm conversation. Bring one or two examples up specifically. Offer a practical next step like a vision exam, doctor's visit, or professional driving evaluation. You may not solve the problem in one day, but beginning the conversation now is definitely safer than waiting for a serious crash to force the decision. So thanks so much for being here with me today. Conversations about driving can be emotional, but you do not have to handle them alone. Visit us at seniorsafetyadvice.com for more practical tips and resources for seniors and family caregivers. You can also visit our sister website at aginginplacedirectory.com to find aging in place specialists near you. Also, please subscribe to this podcast or to our YouTube channel. Until next time, this is Robin wishing you safety, confidence, and peace of mind. Thanks for listening. Take care. Bye.